Hello my friends and welcome to another Tuesday of tutorial. I am Leonardo Perez Nieto and today we will go over an effective method to draw feet fairly easily. I usually begin drawing feet with a circle for the joint of the ankle, from any angle, and then make an easy wedge shape, a triangle, and locate where the heel is with a circle. And let's finish our wedge, our triangle. Of course, I'm drawing it in profile. We will be sketching several feet in different angles. With a kneaded eraser, I lighten up the lines so that they are not on the way. Once we have this main shape in place, we can start doing more detail, like the heel, the arch of the foot, and the toes. The big toe here. This curves up, and maybe we can see a little bit of the other toes. And this bone, the tibia. Very good. That was easy. Let's sketch another simple view, which is the front. We begin with the circle for the joint of the ankle, and then our wedge seen from the front. It is important to notice that it is tilted. It is higher on the central part and lower on the exterior, which means that the tibia is higher than the fibula, the bones on either side. Once we have this basic shape, very simple, we can begin adding detail, which is much easier because we can't go very wrong. The main shape and proportion is there. Very often the big toe is the longest one, but not always. Sometimes the second one, the index, is the longest one of all. Maybe I should have drawn this ball and therefore the bones on either side just a little bit higher, like so. And remember I told you that it was higher on the internal part? The same happens to the foot itself. It slopes in this way. Okay, here is another tip. If you are drawing a foot standing on the tiptoes, you can continue the lines from your ankles all the way down, like so, and it will work very easily. Find the heel, for example here, and then it comes down, and on the other side will be the toes, of course. Maybe it should have been just a little bit wider for a better proportion. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. And let's do a different angle, this time from the back and also tiptoeing. We still draw the ankle and the heel bones and draw our wedge. Very simple, like this. I erase some of the guidelines and circles, and here goes the pinky. This is simple and fun. Let's do another one over here, viewed from the top. We begin in the same way and then mark where the toes will start and end, more or less. Here's the ankle, we give a better shape and more detail to the foot, and down here the toes, the pinky, and the rest. Sometimes I start from one side and then I skip one or two and go to the end, so that I'll make sure they are going to fit there. You know what? This should have been more rounded here, like this. I will lighten this up to do some fine-tuning on this sketch, like the big toe, which usually aims or points toward the exterior, more like this. And the other ones looked a little bit small, so let's make them bigger. This big toe like this, rather slightly pointing out, and for the rest, remember that the knuckles are wider, and the tip also is a little ball, so the knuckles are round and the tips are round, and the sections in between are more slender and cylindrical. I'll shade this part to show that it is coming down. I want to show you something in regards to that. The big toe is pretty flat and the tip comes up a little, but the rest have like a little step down, The big toe has one less joint than the rest. One less piece. Good. It will be like this. Now let's draw it from a different angle, but we begin in the same way, with the circles for the joint in the heel and our triangular or wedge shape. That's easy, and then we can build on that with more detail and more accurate forms. With the pinky and the rest of the toes. Alright. So it doesn't matter if the angle looks a little bit strange. You can apply the same concept to first simplify it so that you get it right. Very good. Two more rapidly and we go home. So the ball for the joint, the wedge shape, I mark the space for the toes, and then the ball for the heel. After that, it is a matter of giving more detail and personality. Because this simple method works whether you are drawing old, worked out feet or those of a princess. This one is not for the princess, maybe for the ogre. Good, and the last one. Let's draw one with happy toes lifted. We begin in our usual way, with the circle for the ankle, the wedge triangular shape, and the other smaller circle for the heel. Let's make this line to show the front of the foot. The wedge is triangular, of course, if it is seen in profile. From the front, as you saw, was more like a trapezoid. But you can see that it is always a wedge, pretty much. The toes will fan like this in this instance. Here the heel, and let's draw each toe. Very good. Excelente! I really hope this tutorial was helpful to you. I would love to read in the comments what do you think about it. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe to Fine Art Tips, click on the little bell to get notifications of new videos, and I will see you on Tuesday.